Good afternoon. Yeah. No, voice is on. Just 1 second. Yeah. Welcoming one and all for this second lecture on Impact Lecture series. So where we had in the morning the first session by Dr. Nishad Deshpande on role of IPR in idea generation execution. So now we have the second plenary lecture under this Impact Lecture series, which is organized by Institutions Innovation Council of Vidya Pratishthan's Art Science Commerce College. So I take this opportunity to welcome today's guest speaker, Dr. Pavan Kumar, who is Senior Scientist at CSIR, Institute of Minerals and Material Technology, Bhubaneswar. Dr. Pavan Kumar, sir, we welcome you on behalf of Vidya Pratishthan, which is celebrating its Golden Jubilee this year. So we are so happy, sir, to be introduced to you on behalf of this Impact Lecture series. And we would definitely be looking forward to in future for much such endeavors. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and for being present today for this lecture. I also welcome Dr. Bharat Shinde, sir, Principal of Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College, Dr. Lala Sahib Kashid, Vice Principal of Science Faculty, Mrs. Nilima Pendarkar, Coordinator, IQAC, President, IIC, Dr. Tushar Borse, Convener, IIC, and all the other coordinators of IIC of Vidya Pratishthan's Arts Science Commerce College for today's lecture. Now I call upon Dr. Tushar Borse, the convener for IIC, to kindly introduce the context of today's lecture by Dr. Pavan Kumar.
Good afternoon to one and all. Today's second speaker, Dr. Pavan Kumar, Principal Dr. Bharat Shinde sir, Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College, Dr. Kashid sir, Vice.
I think your voice is maybe you are mute. Borseji, like you are mute, I think. You are muted.
Borse sir, yeah, Borse sir, unmute. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I was not audible.
Now you are on. Your audio was
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, one and all. I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Pavan Kumar, respected Principal, Dr. Bharat Shinde sir, Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College, Dr. Kashid sir, Vice Principal, VPSC, Mrs. Nilima Pendarkar Madam, IQAC in charge and President IIC, and the coordinator of this Impact Lecture series, Mrs. Nilima Devi, VPSC. My dear faculty members and the different activity coordinators of IIC and the dear students. So we are in the second phase of this Impact Lecture series, in the second lecture by Dr. Pavan Kumar. So as we all know that this Institutional Innovation Council is formulated under the aegis of Ministry of Education, and under this IIC, the college is required to create an environment so that there is an interest which is generated among the students as well as the faculty towards some good ideas, some innovative ideas, then how to generate these ideas, how to execute these ideas, how to convert your idea into a product or an technology which could be helpful to the society. And there is a need of an interdisciplinary approach. So maybe a science student can interact with an commerce people or with the arts people, so that with these all coordinations, a good technology could be developed and it could be useful for the society. So that's the motto of IIC, and that is what we have initiated and started at Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College. So just to introduce about VPSC to Dr. Pavan Kumar, because first time we are interacting. First of all, I'll like to thank him that he has accepted our invitation with one phone call or one message only. So for your information, sir, Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College, it's college affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University. It's reaccredited by NAC with a B++ grade. We are among the performer band A of ARIA, that is Atal Innovation Center, into 2021. Also, we have also been awarded second rank for Swachhata among the higher education institutes by MHRD New Delhi. The college or the departments, around 5 to 6 departments of the college are granted as the Star College by the Department of Biotechnology, New Delhi. The college has developed so that the students can enjoy the sophisticated instruments for their practicals and the research work. Recently, the college has been recognized by DSIR. The zero recognition has been obtained. We are also having the National Skill Development Center, under which we do provide some specific or skill-based programs so that the student, they can upskill themselves along with their regular education. Then we also have a concept called as Career Katta, under which many guidance regarding the civil services, career counseling is being given to the students. The college has also been recognized as a best college by Savitribai Phule Pune University, and we are the recognized research center for biotechnology, physics, chemistry, and microbiology departments. So the facility, as far as it is concerned, we have highly equipped laboratories and sophisticated instrumentation are there, so that the students in their undergraduate level only, they are exposed to the high-end instrumentation. At least they get to see those instruments or get to see the demos with those particular instruments. So that's the college where we are working upon. So with this short introduction, I will once again welcome you for this Impact Lecture series. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, we welcome you, Pavan Kumar, sir, and it's a great honor for us to be associated with you. And we were definitely looking forward to, as Sir has rightly said. So we are an upcoming educational organization, but still running towards the golden jubilee as an organization. But Vidya Pratishthan Arts Science Commerce College, the glimpses what sir has put forth to you, sir. Yes, through this innovation council, we would definitely be looking forward to grooming our students towards patents, towards innovating their ideas and incubating their ideas and coming out with startups in future. So we would be looking forward to collaborating with many such great scientists like you, sir, in future, who would be of great help for our students to take up their ideas and to incubate them and to come up with very bright startups, which would be a pride to India. So thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, for being present. So to the student fraternity and to our other faculty members and the IIC members and even the administration, I would like to introduce to you all today's guest speaker, Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, who is the senior scientist at CSIR, Institute of Minerals and Material Technology, Bhubaneswar, and who has completed his education from Osmania University, Hyderabad, and who has completed his PhD from CSIR IICT, synthetic organic chemistry with his specialization, and who had also courses in patents law and in WIPO course on patent drafting. And sir has huge experience as IP scientist at Dulcera. He is the Inspire faculty at IICT Hyderabad, and he is postdoc from USA, And sir has also been associated with NRDC New Delhi as manager of IP, and was also assistant professor at Puducherry and a senior scientist at Bhubaneswar at present. And he is also the visiting faculty at ICT IOC Odisha and faculty at IISER Behrampur. So a huge experience of both teaching as well as research. And sir, on his credit, has several awards as the member, Global Intellectual Property Convention 2018, and WIPO Scholarship 2016, SERB Young Scientist 2015, Telangana Young Scientist 2015, DST Inspire Faculty 2012, University First, and almost 4 gold medals through his MSc in 2004. And at present, to his credit, he has 34 patents with 19 granted patents and 12 published patents and 3 in pipeline filed recently. And out of these patents, a few have been licensed, with 2 US patents being licensed and 1 Indian and 1 Great Britain, and 22 publications in total of international repute. And sir has given such trainings on IPR, and even basically his area being chemistry. So 20 near about training sessions in chemistry and 30 on IPR, and almost 200 guest lectures which have been delivered under the auspices of UGC HRDCs of Punjab University, Pondicherry University, Usmania University on several topics like innovation, intellectual property rights, and chemistry. And he has also introduced around 100 first-time investors to the IP ecosystem, and he has sensitized around 10,000 enthusiasts on various aspects of IPR. It's an immense record at such a young age, and motivating so many students towards innovation and towards IPR is a great big deal in its own. And he's also have several recognitions and memberships as Associate Fellow of Andhra Pradesh Academy of Sciences, Life Member, Chemical Research Society of India, Inspire Faculty of DST, Fast Track Scientist of SERB, Life Member of Material Research Society of India, Life Member of Indian Society of Chemists and Biologists, Life Member of Indian Science Congress, and a member of Global Intellectual Property Convention. So all these achieved in quite a short span of 4 years, which itself speaks for the credit that he has in these. So you can just have a very brief glimpse of his entire academic record, where we have so many publications and research, patents, projects, awards. So I think it's a big boost for our students to look at you, sir, and get self-motivated. Not just listening to your lecture, but looking at your biodata itself is more than sufficient for them to be inspired to take up a career like yours. Thank you so much, sir, for being part of our Vidya Pratishthan community for the first time. So we are happy to welcome you, where we are heading towards the Golden Jubilee celebration. So this year would be special, where we are having an interaction with such a great scientist like you. So I think it itself speaks a lot about your huge voluminous academic record and your CV. Thank you so much, sir, for associating with us. So now I request you, sir, to kindly take it ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nilima ji, for your detailed introduction. I think I spelled your name correct, right? You are Nilima.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So thank you very much. And also I thank Dr. Borse for taking all the efforts in inviting me to this program. And first of all, I should congratulate you for your Golden Jubilee celebrations. And I think you have mentioned your college is like an upcoming college. I don't think that you are an upcoming college. You are already a very well established and very huge college, very big college, I can say, because the kind of performance and the progress that I could notice from Dr. Borse's presentation, it speaks about. I think you have almost brought each and every aspect which is required for nurturing a student. If I recall my college days, hardly we used to go to the college because the only duty was to attend the classes. And in those days, no online, these things were not there. I think the major purpose of going to the college was attendance. And if I remember correctly, in my first year BSc, my attendance percentage was only 9%. In second year, around 13-14%. But what happened is in second year, I got 100 out of 100 in chemistry. Therefore, our principal was a chemistry professor. She used to come to our class every day and she used to ask whether Pavan is there or not. So just for sake of her, I used to put lot of attendance. And in third year, I put around 89% of attendance. So this is how the culture used to be there in those days. But of course, the fault is not with the college or not with the faculty, but majorly with the students.
Yeah.
So to be realistic, because faculty and college were always committed, but as a student, maybe many of us, like, or many of we could not realize the importance. But now the kind of facilities and the kind of infrastructure and the kind of programs that that your college is practicing are really, really appreciable. Once again, I appreciate the entire team of Vidya Pratishthan's college, and your college is affiliated to Savitribai Phule University, one of the well-known university in the country. I have been to that university because there is center NCCS, National Center for Cell Sciences. We have collaboration with them. We have a joint patent with them also. So the campus is very beautiful, and so I think with an integrated manner, your college can achieve even more laurels in coming years. So with this, once again, I thank you all and also congratulate on your Golden Jubilee year of celebrations. And in today's presentation, what I do is, I will be talking to you on the idea to enterprise, to be in short. Of course, you gave the title, how to incubate and execute ideas. But that in short, I call it as idea to enterprise. And here we will be discussing on what is called an idea, how do we generate ideas, what do we mean by creativity and innovation, and then we connect it to entrepreneurial activities. So this would be today's presentation. And I think my good friend Dr. Nishad might have talked to you on the various aspects of intellectual property rights. Okay. Of course,
Yeah.
even in my discussion, maybe there could be few slides which may interfere with his lecture also. And whenever you get any query, please feel to stop me at that stage so that we can clarify on those queries. Or otherwise, we can also take the queries at the end of the session. And as we go into the session, I'll just switch off my video to avoid any kind of technical interference. And then I'll just share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here is the title, how to incubate and execute an idea. As I told, I call it as idea to enterprise. And of course, this is my brief biodata. Anyway, Nilima ji has explained it very well. And these are the places from where I got my education, training, and also working experience, both in chemistry research as well as intellectual property. And this outcome I could show only because of integrating intellectual property practices or patent practices with our research activities. Otherwise, I would have got only the left-hand side part. Right-hand side part is mainly because of integrating patent activities with regular academic and research activities. And here is the layout of today's presentation. We start with what are called ideas, and then creativity, inventiveness, then entrepreneurship, and I'll also show you some decent number of examples covering some Indian and local examples, and we end up our session with some takeaway messages. So when we talk about ideas, is it that ideas are confined to only a limited kind of societies or communities or countries? The answer is no. Each one of us is a born inventor. On an average, a human mind can generate about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. You, me, he, she, everyone, each and everyone is capable of generating about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. So that means we have the capability of generating huge number of ideas. Thoughts are nothing but ideas, right? But if this is the volume, then how come we are still struggling to come up with some potential ideas or potential contributions? The reason is more than 95% of these ideas that are generated every day are repetitive in nature, and many of them are useless ideas, or they don't have any purpose, they don't have any connection, they don't have any solution. So therefore, only there will be about 1 to 2% of ideas which might have some potential. It all depends on us to recognize them, to tap them, work on them, and convert them into some practical outcomes. This is possible provided if you can develop some creativity levels and you add these creative concepts in converting those ideas into workable ideas. So therefore, creativity is nothing but the ability to think in newer ways, solving problems in a new manner, right? Producing new works of art. Always we need to think away from the box. If you are a person who does the activities or the works like any other, then I think there is no creativity at all. To be creative, we should be different. And once you try to be different, certainly your thought process will be different, your work approach and your attitude and your commitment will also be different. And this different, whatever we call, will certainly make you or bring some difference in you with respect to others. And this difference will certainly help you in converting your idea into a profitable outcome. Not just outcome, it's a profitable outcome. So therefore, try to generate ideas, own them in the form of IP, and then exploit them for making some profits. And nowadays, we generally come across the concepts like entrepreneurship, startup, innovation, and all these things. Is it that only this generation has to work on these aspects? Then what about our earlier generations? Believe me, from the time of the existence of human life, generating ideas, creativity, innovation, incubation, entrepreneurship, all these were there. Just look into this picture. This is how the early human beings used to survive, lead their life. Slowly what happened? Some improvement has taken place. Even as on today, in some parts of the globe, there are people who are like this only. Still, they are not so civilized. They are almost all, at least some thousands of years back to the regular civilization or regular development that is happening. And then, over a period of time, what happened? From the beginning, nature was very, very good in providing all the necessities, needs, and also the other aspects which are required for the survival of a human being and also other animals or other creatures, maybe living or maybe non-living. But from this modern generation onwards, the natural things which are available in nature were imitated with human contributions. See, banana versus burger, air versus AC, right? So these are available in nature, but these things we have created. Then how did we create them? Again, someone has got an idea, then they worked on that idea, converted them into product or practice, then slowly they started incubating that practice, and as a small business, and slowly they geared up, and now they are a big businesses. And if you look into this picture, can someone answer me what this picture talks about? Anyone present in the meeting? What is this picture all about? Huh? Someone? Any idea? It's
Students and
so it is all about Eureka, Archimedes, the theory of buoyancy.
discovery.
It's a discovery. Why it happened only to the Archimedes? What about if someone else is there? Whether it is Archimedes or someone else, the same thing would have happened. Before Archimedes, many people have experienced this. During the time of Archimedes also, many people were experiencing that. But they unfortunately, apart from, except for Archimedes, all others were not really connecting their scientific spirit with the surroundings. It is the Archimedes who could able to connect his scientific spirit with the surroundings and the happenings around him, so that he could come up with the theory of buoyancy. So therefore, having ideas itself is not sufficient. You might be very great in generating ideas. Unless you convert those ideas into practice, ideas are of no use at all. So therefore, we need such ideas which have some potential to reach to the market, to reach to the profit, to reach to the public. If you can come up with these ideas, yes, certainly they are called as potential ideas, and you can work on them. And after that, you can just look into incubation or entrepreneurship kind of activities. Just look into these examples. These are the primitive wheels which were invented by early human beings. But now, if you go into the market, powered wheels are there, geared wheels are there, alloy wheels, so several kinds of wheels have come. But believe me, if the idea generated by early human beings on wheels was not taken place at all, I think today the kind of advancement that we are seeing might or might not be possible this early. So therefore, the purpose of showing all these kind of examples here is generating ideas and developing creativeness, incubation, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Maybe the terminologies might be very modern and very new that we are seeing today, but the practices are not new. They are the age-old practices. If these practices were not there, means this kind of civilization we would not have really seen. So therefore, from the existence of human life, all these aspects were already inbuilt. Some people practiced them, some people neglected them, some people may not be having deep understanding. Only these are the differences. That is how today some societies or some communities or some nations are called as advanced nations or advanced societies. Some others are not so. Look at this. In early days, no houses. It started with huts, some huts for safety and survival. Then fine-tuned structures have come. But now we are into a completely modern era. So therefore, when this era comes, I think for all of us, we should look into the various aspects in a systematic manner. So look into what is called entrepreneurial idea. An entrepreneurial idea is a feasible, financially sound, technically possible, and socially acceptable idea of a product or a project that may have utility to the prospective customers. Sorry, it is LO, not LO, that is to prospective customers. No one can come up with an idea and in the very first instance convert it into a business opportunity and start a small business on that basis. That is not possible. No one can immediately convert their idea into a business. But continuous contributions, continuous commitment may certainly lead to a success. Then an entrepreneurial idea comes from an established mechanism to generate many ideas so that at least one idea has the potential for a business opportunity. It requires a series of steps to finalize it into a profitable business. And I just brought some list outs of the sources of new ideas for the entrepreneurs. Generally, if you sit alone and start generating ideas, maybe your ideas are of not that potential, because you don't know, something will keep on coming into mind. You may feel that this is possible, that is possible, all this comes into the mind. But however, there is a systematic approach to generate ideas. How? Yes, entrepreneurs throughout the world use the following sources to tap to identify good ideas. They look into the customers, they look into existing organizations, distribution channels, government, financial institutions, R&D, trade shows, focus groups, and they also brainstorm with the people, with the stakeholders. And so there are several ways. That means one need to involve in networking aspects. One need to read the surroundings. By doing so, you can fine-tune your thought process. By fine-tuning the thought process, you can also fine-tune your ideas, which may have some potential. So therefore, look at an example of an idea which led to the invention of mobile phone. Maybe about 40 years back, I think mobile phone was not into use. But now, people are there without houses, without clothes also, without proper clothes. But I think hardly we find people without mobile phone. Yes or no? Because it is really, really essential for each and every community and each and every individual. The person like you or me or someone else, on one fine day, he or she got an idea that how come if we can develop a phone which can always be with the individual. That was an idea. As such, idea will not bring you anything. Then they thought, yes, why can't we really work on this? They started working on that idea. It took a lot of time. They have put a lot of energy, money, resources. Slowly, they could able to develop a proof of concept. Then they could come up with a prototype. And then they scaled it up. They have networked with the nearby people, nearby communities. They tested it. It started working well. Then they went on for commercial production. And then the product has come into the market. Now, there are so many companies which are manufacturing mobile phones. But the inventor of mobile phone is maybe a single person or a team of few people. It is because of their idea, because of their contributions, now we all could use mobile phone. And we all know the mobile phone industry is a very big market in this generation. So therefore, as I mentioned, an idea to reach to the market will be requiring time, people, and money, apart from many others. But in India, especially in academic and research sectors, most of the ideas will go to the level of proof of concept and then they stop there. People are not really interested in pursuing them further. So that is how We may come up with good number of publications, good number of projects, good number of fellowships, and all these things will happen. But unfortunately, many of our contributions are only going to the level of proof of concept. But unless your idea qualifies all these stages and reaches to the final stage, it is generally not called as a potential idea. So therefore, we need such kind of ideas which can be generated and taken further until the final stage is reached. Only those ideas are acceptable, profitable, and also they gain immense attraction from the global communities. And now here I brought another comparative chart. We all know that nature has the highest levels of creativity, but at the same time, human beings are also not less than the nature. Of course, they are not equal to nature, but yes, we are almost all giving a decent level of competition to the nature's creativity. Just try to understand this comparative chart. Nature gives the leaves. Leaves are present in nature, right? We have come up with solar panel, brain, computer or electronic circuitry, DNA, computer program, eardrum, microphone, eye and camera, the heart and the pump, spinal cord or the nervous system, communication or telephone cables, birds are there. We have come up with music systems, right? So this is how we all have the potential to generate great ideas. And then we also have the potential to convert them into profitable outcomes. So therefore, humans can think and create. And what is the impact of a smart idea? If you can come up with a smart idea, potential idea, this would be the impact. Why? There are only few countries which are called as superpowers or developed countries. On this globe, there are more than 200 countries. Hardly 5 to 6 countries are called as developed countries. More than 190 countries or more than 180 or 175 countries are called as either developing or underdeveloped countries. Why? It is because of this. The ideas generated by the people working in the countries like US, Japan, Korea are very smart, very impactful. So therefore, they are almost all capturing the whole global market. And that is how they could evolve and emerge as the leaders. Whereas all others are the followers. And whenever you come up with an idea, it may lead into a discovery or invention. I think in the first lecture, you might have come across the differences between the discovery and invention. Discovery is something which is already there in the nature, but the person who observes it may find it out and then tells to the whole world for the first time. That is how they will get the credit. Newton's theory of gravitation, Einstein's theory of relativity, all these are discoveries. If not Newton, someone else would have definitely found it out, or it was happening anyway. But invention is not like that. Invention is a solution to the problem existing in the field of science and technology in general. So therefore, invention requires 100% human intervention. And whenever 100% human intervention comes, then IP plays a major role, because IP refers to creations of the mind. If you create everything on your own, then it is an invention. If you observe something in the nature, then it's a discovery. So therefore, these are the different types of intellectual property rights, which are an outcome of human creativity. I think you might have seen, or you might have discussed about all those things. I don't go into the details, but please look into this slide. starting with an idea, depending on the kind of output you may get different kinds of IPs. So idea leading to expression, you may get a copyright. Idea leading to invention or innovation, you may get a patent. Idea, if it results into quality and identity, you may get a trademark. And idea leading to appearance, you may get an industrial design. And if you can keep your idea as a secret, then it would be a trade secret. So likewise, an idea can be converted into any of these outcomes, and then those outcomes can be protected by way of intellectual property rights. Why an idea has to be protected with IP? Because to reach to the market, again, there is a huge amount of competition. So therefore, to gain your impact, to gain your edge, one need to protect your idea by way of IP. And if your idea reaches to market and brings some profit, then such kind of contribution is called as innovation. Invention may or may not reach to the market, but innovation definitely will reach to the market. And here is a kind of equation I brought to you. Creativity is nothing but the ability to work in different manner that we have already discussed. Then what do you mean by innovation? Innovation is creativity plus productivity. And if you systematically wish to explain the terminologies of creativity and innovation, it goes like this. Creativity is idea plus action. Just having idea is not called as creativity. You need to have an idea. You need to work on that idea. That is called as creativity. Innovation is creativity plus productivity. That means an idea, then you have to convert it as a workable idea by working on it. Then it should bring some profit. It should lead to some productivity. So idea, action, and productivity are related to the innovation. See, an idea may bring you a product. Idea to product. This would be the strategy. Of course, I may not be going into the I may not be going into the details of all these subheadings that you see on this slide. But yes, idea can lead to a profitable product. Idea, if it has got potential to reach to the market, yes, it may reach to the market. But however, there are again so many factors involved in it, like expression, distribution, product management, and marketing. And once you come up with the first two concepts, then the third one would be idea to profit. Again, here, intellectual property and business models will play an important role in bringing the profits. So idea to product is very easy. You may work in the laboratory, develop a product, develop a very fruitful product, develop a first time product, useful product. Yes, very good. And then comes idea to market. Yes, your idea after forming or framing a product, you may take that product to the market, right? That is also possible. You may tap with some agencies. You can bring your product to the market. So once your product comes to the market, means it is idea to market. Is that sufficient for you? The answer is no. It should also be a profitable idea. Otherwise, there is no use, because you have invested so much of your money, time, energy, and resources. And unless you get profit, your idea has no much significance. So therefore, if your idea brings you profit, yes, you are really on the path of success. But believe me, out of 100 efforts, hardly one effort will really see the profit. So therefore, converting an idea or taking an idea to profit is not an easy job. A risky job, but yes, a possible job also. So therefore, we all should aim to have these kind of ideas, the ideas which will definitely lead to the profit. And here IP also plays an important role. And now let us look into some concepts like entrepreneurship, and the differences between them. Entrepreneur is nothing but an individual who is capable of taking risk and doing some innovative aspects. Entrepreneurship is, it is an activity, right? It is an activity, and one need to be creative, one need to be confident, and also goal oriented, motivated, and hardworking. Always one should be capable of facing the risks. Then only you can think on incubating, innovating, and entrepreneurial activities. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Therefore, if I ask you this query, why are you interested in entrepreneurship? There could be several answers from you. Someone may say, I have a technological breakthrough. Sir, my idea is very great. I can come up with a great and indifferent product, which no one has seen in the market. Very good. In that case, yes, you pursue your idea, make that product, and test your luck. Or someone may say, sir, I have just an idea. I don't want to work, but I have a great idea. I'm sure that this idea is very great. If someone is ready to work on this idea, they can make profits. In that sense also, you may try to become an entrepreneur. Or if you have a passion, sir, I have passion for entrepreneurship, I am passionate about that. Yes, certainly. If you belong to any of these categories, these three categories, definitely you can think of taking the entrepreneurial journey. So therefore, in any of these cases, you may want simply to uncover the world of startups and entrepreneurship. If so, let us get started. Of course, it's a kind of statement that I brought from here and there. And please look into these aspects. As I mentioned, taking up the entrepreneurial activity is a challenging task, because the grim reality is that most of the startups, they generally fail. Incubation is an early stage of startup activity, right? Why? Because of so many factors. But there are 5 essential elements which lead to the success. Idea, you need to have a smart and potential idea. You need to have a very decent team, a proper execution of the work, and you need to come up with a business model, a very well planned business model. It has to be executed properly also. Then you should have a sufficient funding mechanism, or sufficient funding must be there for you. Otherwise, what happens? Your idea may be valuable, but you don't have enough money to push it further. If that is the case, then certainly you will face a big difficulty. And the timing. Timing is the most essential thing out of all these 5 factors. If your idea, working model or business model and execution or teamwork, whatever you call, if they are not timely, then you are gone case. You will also go into the failure category. So therefore, if you wish to become an entrepreneur, or if you wish to incubate your idea and then execute it towards entrepreneurship activities, you must inculcate these 5 practices in a very, very systematic manner. If you do so, yes, there is a huge scope of seeing the success. Here are few startups which could succeed, starting from their incubation to entrepreneurship. Now, of course, they are the big entrepreneurs now. Look at this. Uber, Instagram, likewise many others. And someone has made a survey how much Instagram has got on these 5 factors: idea, team management, business model, funding, and timing. Look into this. 8, 9, 5, 4, 9. That funding was very less for Instagram. It also depends upon the kind of idea or kind of work you are involved in. Look into Uber. 8, 10, 7, 7, 10. Right? And look into this. Airbnb. Idea, team, BM, funding, business model, funding, timing. Right? So therefore, one need to be very, very cautious while taking up the entrepreneurial journey or entrepreneurial activities. Here are a few examples of the failed models or failed startups. Look at this. Timing was very poor. When timing is poor, forget about other things. If your timing is not good, then gone case. Whatever great you may be, whatever great your idea might be, whatever great team you might be having, they are of no use at all. So therefore, whenever you take up the entrepreneurial activity, you should have the sense of working in timely manner. So here are the factors. As I mentioned, the first and foremost factor is the time. Factors of successes across more than 200 companies were like this. The companies which have come up with their efforts in a timely manner, they could see success with highest percentage. Then team execution, team and work execution, idea, business model, and funding. So therefore, entrepreneurship is the identification, evaluation, and exploitation of opportunities. It is not about just ideas. It is about the opportunities. As we all know that everyone is capable of generating ideas. There could be huge amounts of funding that might be possible from several sources. In spite of having all these things, if you don't find an opportunity, a proper opportunity, or if you don't tap the opportunity, then you will not see a success. So therefore, it is all about identification, evaluation, and exploitation of the opportunities. The process of designing, launching, and running a new business is called as entrepreneurship. And then what do you mean by incubation? Incubation is an early stage of entrepreneurship. Even for incubation, you need to have a designing process, you need to have a launching process, you need to have a running process. But incubation is a kind of time period where the risk factors might be very less, because immediately you are not really aiming to go into the market. Incubation period is a kind of period where you are working to come up with a model which might have potential to reach to the market. Okay. So here I'll show you one picture here. Marco Polo, we all heard about Marco Polo, right? Some thousands of years back, these were the trade routes of Marco Polo. Just imagine, Marco Polo, in those days itself, he used to do trading through these routes. That means through these many countries. So this is a kind of inspiration for this generation to be taken up if you are really interested in the entrepreneurial activities. Here are a few characteristics of successful entrepreneur. They must be ambitious, self-confident, adaptable, humble, hardworking, persuasive. They also should be comfortable in taking risks. They should be dare enough to take the risk. And there's another meaning, because everyone defines entrepreneurship in their own lines. I have taken the definitions from great people. An entrepreneur is someone who envisions, creates, and evangelizes an idea that they are absolutely crazy about. someone who looks at life differently. An entrepreneur does not see the normal obstacles that life puts in our way and shy away like most of us do. Generally, what do we do? No, ये तो बहुत risky है, ये हमारे से नहीं होगा, इतना नहीं कर सकते हैं, हमारे पास resources नहीं है, we cannot do these things, infrastructure नहीं है, ambience नहीं है, अच्छा ambience नहीं है, right? Generally, many of us look into the normal obstacles. No, may not be possible. But entrepreneurs are not like that. For them, all these normal obstacles are very silly things. They don't even mind them. So, entrepreneurs think that word no means to find a better way. For us, for the people like us who are not entrepreneurs, no means no. But for entrepreneurs, no means we have to find a better way. So they should be crazy about their ideas all the time. Here are a few examples of the successful startups or successful entrepreneurs who started their journey with the concept of incubation, execution, then finally led to the successful startups, and over a period of time they could emerge as the world's famous entrepreneurs, are one of the biggest companies now, MNCs. Yes or no? But if you look into their history, everyone started their journey with a small activity called as incubation, innovation, then exploitation. And while exploiting, they could see a huge scope, and this is how they could evolve as one of the biggest companies in the world. All these are the examples. Why entrepreneurship is really encourageable? Why we should take up entrepreneurship? Maybe unemployment, that is one of the reasons. Or maybe someone wish to make more and more profits. Yes, by taking up entrepreneurship you can do. Or if you wish to learn more about something, even in that sense you can take up entrepreneurship. And what are the different types of entrepreneurships? Open entrepreneurship is possible, which is by way of doing small businesses. I think now in India, some thousands or lakhs of small businesses have already come. They're already running. Then online businesses. Yes, there are also so many online businesses. Then home-based businesses. This is also possible. Home tuitions, online tuitions. Yes or no? And there are so many apps. For each and every work, just go into that app and do your work, and everything is readily come to your doorstep. So all this could be possible because of the kind of improvement in the entrepreneurial activities in our country. And there's another concept called as serial entrepreneurship. Suppose if someone wish to become famous overnight, within 2-3 years, if you wish to become famous, you may have to go for serial entrepreneurship. What these people does is they will enter into different businesses. At the same time, they will enter into different businesses. Some businesses may fail, some businesses may succeed, but at a given attempt, they attempt for more than 5, 10, 15, 20 businesses. By that way, they wish to create a great visibility and credibility. If not credibility, at least visibility. By that way, they make an impact. So they are called as serial entrepreneurs. And here are some important tips for the entrepreneurs. Enterprise requires thought and preparation of how to make money, how to make an opportunity with little or no potential, and how to create and build wealth, and also how to succeed. This is on one side. On the other side, it is an unplanned event. Yes, you may plan very greatly. Something will happen suddenly. So you need to withstand. You have to lose money. You may go into loss also. You may have to lose money. It can be an enormous opportunity also at the same time. You must first relinquish wealth, then you must experience failure also. That means one need to go by balancing all these aspects. If you only think on one side, then you are not on the right strategy. So therefore, one need to balance of all these things while taking up the entrepreneurial activity. I think this we have discussed. It also we have discussed, right? Then how do we really convert our idea into a solution? Here is the answer. Ideas start with solving problems. Any problems, they are the big opportunities for you. As I mentioned, if you can tap the opportunity, you can exploit the opportunity. Yes, there's a huge scope for you to become a successful entrepreneur. So therefore, always if you find problems, don't be scared of, sir, इसमें तो बहुत problem है, बहुत मुश्किल है. No, in those problems, you have to find the opportunities, because if there are no problems, no need of any solution, and no need of any firms or no need of any new technologies. Why do we need all these things when we don't have any problem? And I don't think that there is not even a single time where we feel that we don't have any problem. That means always we feel that we are having some or other problems. If some problem is solved, some new problems are coming. If those new problems are solved, some other newer problems are coming. So therefore, always you should welcome the problems. And to be crisp, entrepreneurship is nothing but the problem solving. Humans have problems. Humans always have problems. So therefore, we can always find out some solutions by way of products or services. New problems, then you may come up with new solutions. ठीक है, suppose if you feel that no sir, problem तो कुछ नहीं है. If you don't find any problems, then you may find some newer needs. You may come across newer needs. Even in those situations, newer opportunities will open up. So therefore, new problems, new solutions, new needs, newer opportunities. In any of these cases, yes, there's a huge scope for you. I'll take one example here. Levi's is a brand name for the jeans. You know, jeans was not really meant for a fashion. There was a problem for the people who were working in mining sector. For them, their clothes were not lasting for longer times. That was a huge problem. Then how to solve that? See, if they have to wear every alternate day a new pair of clothes, then I think it is very difficult for anyone. So therefore, that was a serious problem in those times. Then Levi's has looked into that problem, worked on that problem for finding out some solutions. Finally, after some great efforts, they could come up with the very first pair of jeans. So initially, the jeans, whatever we are wearing today, was meant for mining workers. But now, if you are wearing jeans, you are modern, you are fashionable, you will be treated among your colleagues. If not, oh, ये तो बहुत पुराना है, very old है, very traditional है, right or not? See how the situation has changed. There was a problem, Lewis brought a solution. And that solution is not only satisfying to the people who are facing the problem, now it has become a fashion. So that is how one has to think towards addressing the problems. So therefore, one need to be dare enough to dream about something new. They should be creative, and always they should start working for something new. Don't limit yourself. If you try to limit yourself, then nothing is possible. So therefore, your efforts should be limitless. Look at these examples. I don't know, someone might have already taken up these, and these kind of products or businesses might already be there in the market. But yes, these are some of the examples of creativeness leading to some inventiveness. Yes, rainy season will be there. Someone has come up with this kind of arrangement. Look at this. See, look at this. When you start taking noodles, they'll be very hot. So someone has put up a fan with the noodle spoon. Look at this. What is this? Shoe umbrella, right? Who knows? Crazy. Looks to be very crazy, right? Yes. If you have to be, if you wish to become an entrepreneur, you should go crazy. So therefore, these are the different kinds of creativity. One need to have domain relevant skills. One need to develop creative process, and one should also have intrinsic task motivation. And you should have a proper plan or approach towards preparation, incubation, insight, evaluation, and elaboration. Maybe it appears to be very academic in approach, but yes, practically also this approach is correct. Look at this. Idea, creativity, innovation to enterprise. Here are some examples. Here are the examples of the people who conceived the ideas behind these products that you are seeing on this screen. They were so creative. They worked on their ideas, converted them into the products or innovative products, and then they brought these products to the market, now which are into use. All these are the examples. So therefore, here are a few more examples. Always you need not really look for something which is very modern in approach or very modern in appearance. It can be anything which is different from the existing. Here is an example of mobile library. Here is an example of straws made up of wild grass. And look at these people, how creative they were, very crazy. So that is how they could build a huge innovation ecosystem. And now they are the biggest brands in the world. And look into this. Once upon a time, this is how cricket stumps were used in the cricket field, right? But now sensor-based stumps have come. It is all about a person who has generated an idea. He is the person who has generated, who got a thought of developing a sensor-based stumping system. He developed this, then he protected his invention by filing a patent. So this is the patent front page, and this is the title. You can see the diagrams of his invention. Now he is considered to be one of the richest person on this globe. An idea, a simple idea. Then he converted that into practice, made the product, then he has incubated, then made a prototype, then executed his innovation. Then now he is into the market. Not just into the market, he is one of the successful innovator. Look into this fidget spinner. It is, I think now it is very famous. But she is the grand old lady. She is the inventor of this fidget spinner. The purpose of inventing this was to engage her granddaughter. We all know that children are very smart, very crazy, very active, very proactive, right? So it was her duty to engage her all the day. And she was trying to engage her here and there, but always she used to expect more and more from her grandmother. So her creative skills opened up. And finally, on one day, she has come up with a fidget spinner. Someone like you and me suggested her to file a patent for that. She filed a patent in the European Patent Office. Patent has been granted. But unfortunately, she could not pay the maintenance fee for that patent. So therefore, patent was not active. And when patent got deactivated, many MNCs have started working on that patented invention. And now, this is the worth of spinning toy industry. An idea generated by this grandmother to engage her granddaughter, resulting into a fidget spinner, now is a big industry. So this is how one need to tap the potential ideas in all possible means, in a with a very systematic approach. And look into this example. He is a welder by profession, welder, not like you and me, who is BSc, MSc, PhD or MPhil or this, that. No, just welder. But he has come up with a remote control toilet bed system. Because his wife was not good, doctor suggested her bed rest for months or years together. He's a very poor man. He has to go for work every day to feed his family. And for bedridden person, always there is a need of at least one attendant all throughout the time. So therefore, he is not so rich. He cannot stay. He is not so rich that he can put some people. So there was no other option than inventing something which can solve his problem. So this is how he could find a solution for his problem by way of inventing the remote control toilet bed system. With this system, a bedridden person, if he or she is having a minimum consciousness, they can operate everything on their own. No need of any attendant. And he has won the National Innovation Prize. He has got a patent. And now he is getting so many orders that he don't have time to see from whom he is getting the orders. That much busy he has become. He has made huge monies also. Another example, Chotu Cool. Refrigerator. It's a compact refrigerator or mini or maybe micro nano refrigerator. Maybe not nano, but just nano refrigerator kind of. Because in India, more than 70% population is not in a position to afford for the modern refrigerators, unlike the countries like China or US or any other countries. So therefore, someone has to come up with a solution to address this problem, which is faced by the large number of people in our country. Likewise, this product has come. And the cost of this product is only $70. 70 in the sense, 7 sevens are 49, maybe 5,000, 3, 4, 5,000. So where is 15,000 refrigerator and where is 3,000 refrigerator? So that is how an idea has converted into a practice, a profitable practice. And look at this. Simple at its best. Drinking straw from coconut leaf. This is a contribution from a research team of Christ University, Bengaluru. They filed patents not only in India and also in other countries. Now they entered into almost all 8 or 10 different countries. They're into the market. They're selling their products. This is also one of the example from our country, which has gone through the stages of idea, creativity, incubation, execution, then profit making. Another example, making biochar from human waste. So nowadays the whole world is revolving around waste to wealth. Any kind of waste, if you can generate some wealth out of that, yes, you are great. So therefore, people started looking into the waste materials and converting them into useful products. This is one such kind of example, making biochar from human waste. They started, now there's a small company, now they have grown up, and by doing this, they could able to successfully reach to large number of communities in agriculture and horticulture sectors. Look at this example. Ramya Jose from Kerala, she has invented a pedal powered washing machine. No need of electricity. That is one advantage. Second advantage is physical exercise is taking place. Like Jandu Balm, Ek Balm, Teen Kam, one invention, two benefits. What are those two benefits? One is physical fitness. Second one is no need of electricity. Yes or no? These kind of ideas are really required. She has filed a patent for this, and she also won the National Innovation Prize from the President of India, and now she works for National Innovation Foundation. Another example, for rural sector, bicycle sprayer. Of course, if you go into the market, you may find advanced equipment. For advanced spraying equipments are there. Japan imported, Israel imported, or American imported. Those equipments are there, but they are very costly. Our people may not be in a position to afford. Large number of people may not be in a position to afford. So therefore, he has come up with the invention of this bicycle sprayer. Very simple invention, very easy to handle. And see here, no need of power, push type of sprayer system, local manufacturer, 1 hectare per day spraying is possible. Yes, we need these kind of contributions. But on the other side, the similar kind of journey is expanding with another path. McDonald's is an example of innovation. Look at this. Marketplace for social good, beauty products, social supermarkets. About 30-40 years back, the concept of supermarkets were not there. But now, everything is available in the supermarket. This is also a product of innovative contribution or innovative approach. Look into this. Yes, I have taken this picture from Facebook, I think. Someone has put up. The way this fruit vendor is packing the fruits is worth appreciation. Yes or no? Plastic is not good. Cloth may be good. Cloth bags are good, but not that easy to handle. Look at this. Everything is biodegradable. Everything is nature friendly. Everything is sustainable. Approach towards sustainable development. Yes or no? Everything is green. So there is no harm at all. Yes, this also comes under an innovative idea. Therefore, being an entrepreneur, you will find so many benefits. Job satisfaction, the success, the freedom, the happiness, and also the money. So therefore, if you want to establish on your own, do something different, then certainly you should look for becoming an entrepreneur. Here are the different functions of an entrepreneurship. As I mentioned, the very first and foremost thing is idea, creativity, and innovation. Then you need to be able to face risk, which comes along with the achievements or which goes along with the achievement. Organization and management should be effective. You should always invest in research and development, and you should also face the resistance for the change, maybe by the societies, maybe by the people, maybe by the markets. And you can also catalyze the economic development if you become an entrepreneur. Likewise, These are the characteristics of an entrepreneur. The sacrifice, hard work, smart work, professionalism. You can build your own empire and you will be the master of your own destiny. No one can decide your destiny or no one can decide your path. So entrepreneur must develop all these qualities and may have all these kind of characteristics. So therefore, to do any of these things, one need to take up research which is just not to see or not to do the same thing which everyone is doing, but to do something which is different, which no one is really looking into. So therefore, ideas are very common, inventions are rare. You should really look into those aspects. And now in about 2 slides, I'll be showing my own contributions. You may ask me, sir, like you have talked about so many aspects like invention, innovation, creativity, idea, be different, be indifferent, and all these things. Then how did you really practice this? If so, how did you practice them? So here are some examples from my own experience. See, until 2010 or 11, our research was again a traditional research practice. We used to take up some topic, do some research, make some products, and make some publications. After that, start another research work. Likewise, start another research work. But after 2011, after 2010, I happened to work in an IP company where I got introduction to IP. After a few months, I realized that IP is very, very essential for the academic and research communities. But however, in India, somehow the practice or the training on IP to the academic and research communities was not happening. Maybe our earlier generations might not have realized, they might not have realized the importance of IP, or they might have ignored, or they might have neglected. I don't know the reason, but yes, we are not having the systematic IP practices. Then I thought somehow I could get introduction to IP. I should definitely continue that practice. By doing so, after few years, we could able to integrate IP learnings with our research practices. Then instead of working as individual group, we started collaborating with the other groups, maybe biology people, maybe physics, maybe others. By working in teams, we could really identify some potential problems, then we could solve them, if not all, at least with good numbers, and then we could find some potential results or productive results. So here are few of them. Nimbolide is a natural product which is available in nature, generally used for anti-cancer treatment. What we did is, being an organic chemist, we could able to design some analogs, newer analogs or hybrid analogs. We could design and develop them. We took the help of biology people to evaluate their efficiencies in comparison to the original natural product Nimbolide. Very luckily, 2 of our analogs were found to be showing much better activities than the natural product. Then we thought, yes, definitely we should file some patents. We filed patent in India and also in other countries. And I think those patents are already granted. And there was other work on the process for production of nicotine. As on today, our process is the shortest process for making nicotine. And we could develop a one pot as well as stepwise process where the steps are same. You can do this in a stepwise manner or also in a one pot method. And we filed patents in almost all 6 countries. In all those countries, patents were granted. And there was another work which is TPP coupled escalatin for anti-atherosclerotic effect. Whether you believe me or not, this was the first work for which we thought of filing patents. As a chemistry team, we could develop this molecule. The biology team has conducted extensive biological evaluation. They could do a very decent work, because of which we found a great potential for this molecule. Then we filed patents. in India, in US, and in UK. Only in these 3 countries we filed, because that was our very first attempt towards filing patents. With great hesitation, with great resistance from the higher authorities, we could able to file. And when we were doing that, people laughed at us. Hey, what is this? Patent filing? Whatever money you put in, it is of no use at all. It is like putting in dustbin only. Yes, people laughed at us, criticized us like anything. In spite of that, we thought, yes, let us make our first attempt. We did it in 2015. We filed the patents. Very fortunately, the same 4 patents which we filed, 1 in India, 2 in US, and 1 in UK, the same 4 patents were licensed to Sun Pharma. Look at this. Same 4 patents. Here are the numbers. Okay. The same 4 patents were licensed to Sun Pharma. And IICT could receive about 5 crores as first milestone payment, because there were some other activities going on. If each and every activity is successful, then certainly it will make a very big impact in R&D ecosystem. So the work which we started just for sake of filing patents, that was the only intention. Because whenever I share my profile with someone, they may see Pavan Kumar having this many he is MSc here, PhD here, gold medal, all that publications, projects, and also, oh, he also has got 1 or 2 patents. We thought, yes, let us make some attempt, because we find some scope with this work. But that has resulted us some great benefit. Now we are very confident that many of our works, for which at the stage of designing itself, we are planning or we are deciding whether we should really opt for filing patents or not. That means a practice which was not really a practice was converted into a perfect practice now. And here are the front pages of the patents for the works which I have referred. This is the American patent of the work which was licensed to Sun Pharma. You can find my name here. And this is the patent for process of preparation of nicotine. And myself being a chemist by research and also having IP patent experience, all these patents, we need not take any help from others. I wrote on myself, and it was like a very, very integrated contribution by both chemistry and biology teams. So therefore, the purpose of showing these examples is reflected by this statement. Wisdom lies not in the amount of knowledge acquired, but in the degrees of its application. Yes, we may find the people with great experiences, great knowledge, so many ideas, lots of money, but unfortunately, all these resources were not converted into their proper use. Why? No one is really interested in doing so. Because if I have knowledge, I feel that yes, I am knowledgeable. I need not really work with others. Whoever comes to me, no, you are not knowledgeable, go away. If I have money, I feel that no, I only have money, just I'll keep it with me. And if I have experience, people feel that yes, I am so experienced, people should come to me and take advices. That's all. So that is how our practices have become very, very limited in their approach. But if we can come out of that and try to integrate all these resources, people with knowledge, people with experience, people with money, people with good skills, if we can integrate all these things, certainly we can contribute to some productive outputs or profitable outputs. So therefore, I repeat here again, wisdom lies not in the amount of knowledge acquired, but in the degrees of its application. One example here I wish to refer is the welder who has come up with a remote controlled toilet bed system. Because whatever minimum knowledge he has got, he could able to apply it to make a product, to make a useful product. So this kind of spirit one has to develop. So therefore, here are some memorable interactions which I had during my IP and research activities. Because of my IP skills, specialized IP skills, I could able to closely interact with many of the eminent people in science and technology. I think you might be knowing some of them, if not all, at least some of them here, present here. Professor C.N.R. Rao, Dr. A.V. Ramarao, Professor Gordon Mehta, Professor Gautam Desiraju, Dr. Yadav, all these, Professor Periyaswamy. So here, IP played an important role for me in reaching out to these many people with such closeness. So with this, I stop here. Thank you. If you have any queries, we can take them up.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pavan. It was really an interesting topic, and very beautifully you have presented the slides, starting from the basics, maybe up to the examples what you have quoted. I think the whole presentation might have given an insight to the students about idea, innovation, maybe startup, or basically what you have talked about, the entrepreneurship. So thank you for it.
Yeah.
For any questions? Students, if you have any questions, please put forward. We have one question in the chat box. If someone who is a beginner and he is daring to dream for to initiate and startup, what should be the modus operandi?
I think the modus operandi, in the sense, you should be confident enough that the idea that is with you is a potential idea. You should also find out the funding sources, which is very, very essential. Unless you have got reasonably good funding, you will not be in a position to implement that idea. Okay. And if you are having these two things, I think at present situation, there are so many incubation centers across the country. You can approach them. If you are in Pune, you can approach Venture Center. I think all academic institutions have got incubation centers, all major academic institutions. You can join with them. You can use their resources initially for a period of 2 to 3 years, where you will get a platform. Then by the time, you'll also get to know whether you are on the right track or not. If you feel that you are on the right track, then certainly the entire team will help you to take it further. I think this at this stage there won't be much procedure for modus of operandi and all these things. It's a kind of a trial one need to put in.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, from the students, any question? Maybe from my side only, I'd like to ask, what are the major factors which may lead to the failure of an entrepreneur?
Major factors are like the untimely approach. Because see, even at our institute, we have an incubation center. We do get the people with an idea, with some ideas, stating that, sir, hamare paas ye idea hai, and we are seeing a very good market. But in practical sense, there are already good number of players in that sector. So therefore, finding a scope might be difficult. So therefore, untimely approach, that is one thing. Second thing is too much expectation on their idea. Third thing, idea which they feel as a new idea, in most of the cases that will not be new, because they fail in doing proper background work. These three things I find as the major factors which are contributing to the failure in my observation.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to pose one question.
Yeah, please.
Like, even though India is ahead in terms of its ideas and its creativity in the ideas and novelty in the ideas, but still, when it comes to converting it to a product or a technology or a process, we are still lagging behind as compared to China, which has too many number of patents on its hand and too many devices coming up into the market. So where do you think that there are loopholes still in our Indian academic system, which need to be bridged up so that we can at least try to fare well enough in this field?
Yes, I think it is a very timely question, because the major reason for this is our approach. Our approach has been a traditional approach, both in academics as well as in research. If you look into research, majorly our focus would be on doing something which is publishable in some impactful journals. But after few years, if you find some product based on our approach, we start saying that no, this was my idea, मेरा एक paper था 10 साल पहले. Whether you accept it or not, whether you believe me or not, there is a famous reaction called as sharpless epoxidation in chemistry. Many of you might be knowing that, sharpless epoxidation. When I was doing PhD in IICT, one of our senior most scientists in IICT, he has shown his notebook to me in the sense to some of us. Somewhere at least 8 to 10 years before, the Sharpless has got the Nobel Prize for his work. He wrote that scheme for epoxidation. Our scientist is so happy that मेरा जो idea था वो बहुत पुराना था, and on the same idea Sharpless could work and get the Nobel Prize. And this scientist is feeling that as if he himself has got 100 Nobel Prizes. So here the fault is the kind of approach we are practicing. And when you talk about China, they are more realistic. Chinese file about 15 lakhs patents per year. Indians are filing only 56,000 patents per year. And out of this 56,000, more than 35 to 40,000 patents are filed by foreigners in India. That means 130 crore Indian population is filing only about 15 to 20,000 patents. That is one aspect. Second aspect is, out of this 15 to 20,000 patents which are filed, more than 60 to 70% patents are withdrawn by some or other reason. After withdrawing, hardly you have got about maybe around 8 to 10,000 patents. Not even 10, 5 to 8,000. So then just imagine. And you look any great scientist or a professor or a faculty, except few, majority of them are not realizing the importance of converting the research work into a technological outcome. Our focus is more on getting impactful publications. That's all. And countries like US or Korea or others,
Korea.
they do basic research, but their major focus will be translational research.
Translation, yeah.
Their
That's true.
focus would be on that. But for us, we know that translational research is important, but it is equally difficult. And there, somewhere I read, Indians are poor risk takers. Indians are poor risk takers, but credit seekers and safe keepers. Poor risk takers, credit seekers, and safe keepers. So if you want to be safe, it is not possible for us to do a translational research. And we want credit, but we are gaining that credit just by making some impactful publications. And we don't want to take any risk. If you don't take risk, nothing great is going to happen. I think we need to change our practices. It is good that now in academics, the concepts of IPR, innovation and entrepreneurship are put into the curriculum. Maybe from now, in coming another 2 or 3 decades, we can see much difference from Indian contribution side. Of course, already the difference we are seeing, but we need to really compete with the countries like China. We may not compete with, I think for us, it will not be that easy to compete with countries like US and Japan, but at least we should compete with China.
Yes, yes, for sure. And let's say one more thing which I would like to ask is, like how these students in their academic background or with their studies or with their career, so what are the sources where they should look for, where they would get the investment for these? Because even though we say at college level or at few university level where they may not be able to directly approach, so do they have any other sources where they would get finances or maybe investment so that they can incubate or innovate or at least execute their ideas?
Yes, of course. I think to get a investment directly from some investors might be a difficult job at a student level, but they can always compete. They can always compete in the competitions conducted by several venture centers and other agencies. And there are also some special programs conducted by government agencies like National Innovation Foundation. Even CSR also conducts a program where they invite innovations from the children in the sense both school and college children. They can submit there, and by due selection criteria, they'll select some of them and they also support them. And if their idea is really potential, they can also write to the agencies like National Research Development Corporation and TIFAC. There are some agencies, they can also fund them. But all these fundings are may not be that easy, very competitive in nature and very selective also. So these are possibilities.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. It was really an informative session. Maybe in future we may expect few more scientific lectures from your side. So maybe we'll have a discussion on it. Or probably whenever you are in Pune, you can surely visit our place.
Oh, is your place near to Pune? I generally keep visiting Pune now and then.
Yes, it's 100 kilometers away from Pune.
Oh, okay.
So if you happen to come, just let us know. We'll organize few things so that you can visit and we can have some fruitful discussions. They can be taken forward.
Sure, I'll let you know. If
Yes.
I happen to come to Pune, I'll let you know.
Yes. Okay. Heading to the next.
There is a feedback link in the chat box. So I request each and everyone to kindly give this feedback, which will be very valuable for us in executing few further programs of similar impact under the lecture series. And I also request each and every one of us to kindly put on your video so that we can take one screenshot of all the participants. And Pavan Kumar sir, I would like to tell you, we have Dr. Prasad Mahajan from our chemistry department, who has also completed his higher studies from abroad. And we have Dr. Mahesh Vedpatak, who also has specialization in nanotechnology. And we have Dr. Sangeeta Satpute, who has a specialization in nanomaterials, who completed her PhD from CIMET, and many other chemistry students who have been very interestingly and inquisitively participating in this lecture. Mahajan sir, would you like to introduce yourself, please? And Dr. Sangeeta Satpute, madam, because you are all from core chemistry background, so sir would be interested.
Very happy to see you all. Happy to see you all here.
Oh, hello, sir.
Hello.
It was a very informative session. Thank you for
Mahajan
your
sir, आवाज थोड़ा सा
lecture.
वाढवता.
Hello.
Yes, I could hear you.
Thank you for your informative session, sir.
thank you, Dr. Prasad Mahajanji. Like, very happy to meet you all here. And really, I also enjoyed a lot. And I hope I have added something new for you all present here. And we wish to have our continued association. And I really wish your college should definitely come up with some potential IP contributions by way of patents.
Yes. We are in, few of us are in process of it. So
Okay.
we are hoping for the things.
Okay, because now the government has given 80% reduction in all kinds of patent fees associated related to patents for all academic institutions.
Yes.
So it is like a great benefit to the academic community.
Yes.
And with the kind of potential you have got, definitely you can contribute to a decent extent.
Yes.
Yes, so we also have Dr. Sangeeta Satpute from Department of Chemistry. So I request Satpute ma'am. We also have with us Dr. Sangeeta Satpute madam from Department of Chemistry. So I request Satpute madam to kindly.
Hello, sir.
Hello, madam. Hello. Yeah, good evening.
I'm Sangeeta Satpute. Actually, my specialization is organic chemistry, but I have completed my research in conducting organic polymers composite.
Okay.
So it is a combination of organic chemistry and material science.
Yes. So very happy to.
And your topic, sir, your lecture is also very, very useful and informative for us. Really, and as it is a chemistry background, na, we can.
Yes.
Sir,
Truly, I think.
Thank you for your lecture.
Thank you. We can definitely look forward working together whenever you have something to be worked out in a joint manner or collaborative manner. You are always welcome.
Yes.
Because as a CSR lab,
Sir.
as a
It's
CSR,
a pleasure for us, sir.
Sure,
sir. It's a pleasure for us also.
sure. Thank you. So as a
Definitely
CSR
we
lab,
work together.
as a CSR lab, we always open up with any kind of collaborations with academic and research institutions.
Yes.
And we encourage people to
Yes,
file
sir.
patents. And in that process, if you need any support from our end, please let us know.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir. Surely.
I think Rushikesh want to interact. Rushikesh, can you put forward what you want to say?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Myself, Rushikesh Labde. I am from Chanmul Tarachand Bora College. I am pursuing in PhD now. And I have an idea about, म्हणजे तुम्ही जे बोलले की एक युनिक आयडिया असली पाहिजे.
Rushikesh, can you be speaking in Hindi or English because sir will not be able to understand Marathi.
हिंदी, ओके सर. मेरे पास भी एक आइडिया है कि जैसे आपने बोला कि एक यूनिक आइडिया होना चाहिए आपके पास, तो वैसा आइडिया है मेरे पास कि मैंने भी अभी एक ऑर्गेनिक शू पॉलिश बनाया है. जैसे कि एक बनाना के जो स्किन होता है उससे ऑर्गेनिक शू पॉलिश बनाया है. वो आइडिया अभी हम इनक्यूबेट है सावित्रीबाई फुले यूनिवर्सिटी में. तो आपका जो ये सीरीज चल रहा है कॉलेज का, वो एकदम बढ़िया सा सीरीज है. तो इसमें आपने जो बताया कि आपने खुद पेटेंट राइट किया है, आपके पेटेंट जो है खुद आपने राइट किए है, तो वैसा इस बारे में कोई अगर एक लेक्चर हो आपका कि पेटेंट कैसे राइट करते हैं, तो एक बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा कि हमें भी अभी पेटेंट राइट करना है हमारा.
Right. I really appreciate your concern. Actually, like I started from last 2 years onwards, we started conducting several programs on IPR and innovation. Likewise, while you were reading my CV, you wrote sensitized about 10,000 people. So we have put a target of at least reaching to 10 to 15,000 enthusiasts every year. That was the number of last year programs. We have conducted about 10 different programs on IPR and innovation last year. And this year, last month, we have conducted a program. Every year we conduct on the title New IPR, National E-Workshop on Intellectual Property Rights and Innovation. This time we have invited Controller General of Patents and Trademarks, Professor Unnat Pandit, as the chief guest.
Okay, yeah.
This program is our exclusive program by IMMT. Apart from that, we also have another program called as NEAT IPR, National E-Awareness Cum Training Program on IPR. This program is a joint program. If any interested organization, maybe a university, college, or R&D organization, if they are interested, they can always write to us. In a joint collaborative manner, we conduct these programs under this banner of NEET IPR. So every year we aim to conduct this. Apart from this, we also conduct several other programs on patent writing, patent search, patent drafting, patent filing. And weekly, I think at least 6 or 7 different lectures on IPR I will be generally giving on these topics at various places. So whenever it is possible, please do let me know so that we can also have a session on IPR or patent filing, patent writing aspects. Definitely, that will be a great advantage also.
Okay. Maybe from your side, sir, if you have any online sessions, please do let us know. So,
fine. So whenever we conduct programs, I'll just share with you, Borsaji, so that you can communicate with them.
Yes.
Definitely, I'll share with you.
Yeah. Sure.
And we can also plan to have a joint program, like I was mentioning, NEET IPR.
Okay.
So a joint program where our role will be like, we'll be playing an advisory role. We will be connecting you to the different speakers. We will design the based on mutual discussions. We will design the course, maybe a 6-day program, 5-day program, 3-day program, whichever is convenient to you. We can design the course. We can also connect the speakers with different agencies.
Okay.
So like that we can do.
Fine.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Pavan Kumar. Yes, it's immense pleasure for all of us to interact with you, sir, and even Mr. Rushikesh, who all the way from CT Bora College is a participant of this training session. Thank you so much, Mr. Rushikesh. Yes, I think it is so fruitful that our entire series is worked out so well that we have an innovator in front of us. So who would be very soon turning to entrepreneur. So definitely you can approach our IIC center with the Dr. Tushar Borse sir heading it. So he would, along with Dr. Pavan Kumar sir as an expert, would help you out in this entire process of patenting. Thank you so much, Mr. Rushikesh.
I think you should definitely go for filing a patent. Otherwise, someone else will definitely do it. Okay. If you feel that it is new and no one has done it, then please do it at the earliest. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. But don't delay it.
Don't wait for it.
Yes.
Yeah, before the idea is stolen by somebody else.
Yes.
So Rushikesh, be on your foot and immediately work it out as early as possible. So if you need, we can share with you the contacts of Dr. Pavan Kumar sir, so with whom you can be in contact with, and the VP AAC as the umbrella would definitely help you out under our own auspices of IIC. Yes, Dr. Pavan Kumar sir, thank you so much for spending your precious time with us and interacting so beautifully with all our faculty, IIC, and our students who are so enthusiastic to have their own startups or to have at least creativity in their ideas or innovative, at least to a certain extent, in their approach towards their research. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, you have taken us through a complete rainbow of what exactly is entrepreneurship, starting with the basics of it to the high end of what exactly is patenting and how to go ahead with it. And as you said, definitely we would be in future conducting similar sessions, because this was only the tip of the iceberg, but we may have many other features of this which need to be highlighted in front of the students. Yes, and it is rightly, as you said, to be different, to think different, to work different, and to have different. Finally, technology to be ending up is a take-home lesson for all of us. And yes, there is definitely a huge difference between wisdom and knowledge. So the present generation, which are only with information rather than in wisdom or knowledge, so have a lot of things to take home as to what exactly is towards the innovation and creativity. Thank you so much, sir. And I also take this opportunity to thank our principal, Sir Dr. Bharat Shinde, who could not be present here because of another one official and at the same time an institutional program running ahead, where the Deputy Chief Minister is present, so he could not be available today. And Dr. Lalasai Kashif, who is also from Department of Chemistry, the Vice Principal of Science Faculty, who also could not be present for the same reason. But we are very sure that we would be organizing an interactive session through a video call maybe in future in 1 or 2 days, where we could have a very brainstorming session as to how we can go ahead with this IIC. And I also take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Nilima Pendarkar, the IIC coordinator and president of IIC, Dr. Tushar Bosri, the convener of IIC, and all the other activity coordinators of IIC and other faculty who interestedly participated throughout this session. And my dear students of all departments of chemistry, biotechnology, computer science, microbiology, zoology, who are enthusiastically present for this lecture. Thank you so much, Dr. Pavan Kumar sir. And to end it, I would like to just mention one thing. I am also an alumni of Osmania University. I have completed my MSc Microbiology from Osmania University in 1997. And here I joined from 2000. So since 22 years, I am associated with this organization. So happy to see you, sir.
We are directly
Yeah,
connected.
we take the same platform.
Very happy to know this. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So we would end this, but with the fruitful note that we will be definitely interacting with you very soon, sir, with our principals and vice principals under the umbrella of IIC, where we can take ahead much more events like this and activities together. As you said, we have a very fruitful collaboration. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes.
Wish you all the very best. Thank you. I'm just leaving.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.